Right guys, we are live and we are straight into a game here. Sorry, I thought it would be best to just let's just dive into this rather than wait for a game to start. So we've got this crazy game at the start between Lewis and Hera. Honestly, this game has been insane so far. Lewis was really behind at one point and Hera's kind of come back, but Lewis has most of the relics, if not all of them, I think. Obviously, in addition to his own relic that he gets as the Armenian, so he is playing absolutely insane at the moment. He's been playing a lot with composite bowmen in this game. I've seen Hera going math longswords and Castle Age. He seems to be trying to pull this back with skirmishes now, but it looks like it's going to be pretty hard for him to pull back at this point. Particularly, such an overwhelming advantage with the relics, and then Armenians late game isn't insane, but they have a lot of tools. They've got a lot of tools at their disposal, and on top of having, they start off with one relic, which normally gives them the kind of relic advantage. If they're able to use that to support their late game, they often have a better goal comp in the late game. They don't have to rely on trash as much as other civs. It looks like as well, I'm not entirely sure how much HP Armenians have once they have the Foresters. Yeah, it looks like it's come in. So it looks like Lewis is kind of getting to that amazing endgame comp that the Armenians have access to with the crazy HP on their champions, and of course supported by the amazing composite bowman. Looks like his composite bowman numbers are being whittled down over here, as Hera does a decent job of kind of cornering most of these. How many skirmishes are that? Okay, I was about to be like, I would have thought that maybe 4 or 5 champions can clean up maybe 10 or 15 skirmishes, but it looks like there's actually 40 there or something stupid. Love stacking in this game. Hera looks like he's just about holding on to this cliff top over here, which is where most of his remaining gold access is. However, Lewis has a very secure position on this hill, and he's got multiple castles. Hera just about hanging on over on this side. This castle looks like it's under attack by 2 trebs. If this is kind of ballsy from Lewis to just attack with just 2 trebs, obviously he's getting the castle up, but if Hera did have a bunch of cavalry, that those 2 trebs are by, Lewis is slowly pushing forward with a mixture of champions, trebs, and castles. Not something you want to see, and there's the win! There's the win for Lewis. Love to see it, man. Let's go and see. Let's see what other games we can kind of queue up for are in the queue at the moment. I will get you back. We can have a think about what games we kind of want to see. Oh goodness, I don't want age. I want am I able to? I'll keep it open and capture age. What have we got? What have we got? Can I do that? No, that's not working, is it? Oh well, I thought I'll need to fiddle around a little bit more with my stream settings to show you guys what games are going on right now. We've got Hera vs Lewis going again. Let's go for that. Come on. Why won't this let me actually? Can I just quit? And then I think the spectator overlay isn't actually that great, is it? Okay, there we are. Amazing. Alright, let's go. You got Lewis versus Hera. Love to see it. And we will. Okay, we've got a minute or so to kill. Anyway, guys, how are you guys finding Red Bull Willow the ladder? Because honestly, every game I've played has been absolutely insane. Like I've played like 800 ELO people who are just douching and castle dropping, with no regard for their bills, which hasn't worked super well for them. But you know, it's a good way of like, it might work, I guess. Why not? And then I played Dennis, who's, you know, pretty kind of semi-pro player, pretty high rated. He's like 2.5k. I got slapped by last of 30 minutes. I was pretty pleased with that. I played another guy who was 2k. I played, obviously got smacked then. Played another guy who was like 1.5k, 1.4k. I managed to win those ones. It's honestly, it's so fun. Like, I love being matched up against like a plethora of yellow styles. In terms of this match, what have we got? We've got, what is the map? Hengehold, oh yeah, with Stonehenge in the middle. Poles versus Sicilians. I'm not sure who I prefer in this matchup. Okay, looks like we're back. Let's spectate this in CA, obviously. And we will load up Capture Age. There we are. Alright, here we go. So, we've got Lewis playing in the red as the Poles. Lovely civilization. This is such a weird map as well. It looks like we've already got better scout on scout action. Who is actually winning that? I think Lewis is winning that, yeah. Oh my goodness. How are you, sly dog? Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. Looks like both players are fine. Lewis might be able to lame here if he's... I would have thought that the spear could potentially lame the Vil. But no, he's not getting away there. You know, maybe the spear could dart back and forward in front of the Vil, but it's not quite happening there. It looks like there's... What is going on here? We're luring boards with spearmen, guys. That is the modern meta of Hengehold. Love to see it as scouts start coming out for Lewis, and what we're seeing scouts for Hera as well. This looks like a crazy map. I think scouts are definitely the way to play. It's really open. I would have thought that maybe with the amount of berries and the amount of hunt, like I could see maybe Mongols with the amount of hunt, and maybe Franks or even Portuguese would be good for this map. But we'll see. I'm not sure whether these guys are picking civs at this point in the game. I'm sure the meta hasn't quite been worked out. Anyway, we're starting to see the full work kind of come in for Lewis, which is really nice. He's got the first two eco upgrades, which is really lovely. We're seeing a stream of units come over for Hera, spearmen and villagers to lane boards. It looks like even the mighty Hera struggles with macro sometimes, as he's kind of... Oh my goodness, is the field down? Looks like it's down. And the boar is going back as well. I mean, at least Hera has another Vil to get that if he wants to. But yeah, this is really messy so far for both players. We're seeing... I would be so surprised if Lewis doesn't lose. Oh, no. I would have thought Lewis is going to lose something, but it looks like Hera is really focused here. He's lost a lot of units already. Kill-death ratio in favour of Lewis by quite more, 50% or so. So that's really nice. Ah, there we go. Love to see it. Thank you, Spectator Dashboard. How you doing? Happy Leaves. But yeah, we've got some absolute wild kind of action here with... I mean, oh my goodness, is my capture age is kind of struggling right now to capture capture all of this glory. Hera is really kind of doing a number on Lewis's kind of farming eco, but Lewis is able to push him back. Hera's definitely been the aggressor, but I don't think he's actually got that much to show for this aggression at this point. They both killed one Vil, but I don't think it's controversial to say that Poles have the better eco, right? It looks like we might get another Vil. Oh, that just got away. That's really unlucky from Hera. That being said, it is always nice to have your aggression be in your opponent's base rather than your own. Lewis doing a fantastic job of just walling this side up, and that's really what you want as... That's really what you want as Poles, to get that really lovely, secure farming eco right at the back of your base. Walling in all the way here. So this is really lovely for Lewis. I didn't, for some reason I thought that you might not be able to wall over this kind of middle area with the berries, but that's not quite the case. Bloodlines coming in for Hera. I'm not entirely sure whether that's the right play, right? Like, obviously this is a super aggressive map, but are you actually going to be able to do that much damage if your opponent is fully walled like this? And Lewis is already up, so Hera is adding in scouts. But I don't like this. I think that Hera is trying to force an aggression here. I suppose he might think that most of Lewis's gold is over here, but he does have gold in the back. Yeah, there you are. I think Lewis needs to add maybe a couple of spears, maybe get the armor, and he can just hold, drop like another stable, and he'll start spamming knights into Hera's base. That being said, Hera does have a lot of army at the moment, and it looks like he's just going to ride through. Oh no, this is not good. Okay, what is happening here? Oh my god, what a wash up. What a wash up. Here was I saying, like, this is, looks like Hera's making a bit of a mistake here, and Hera absolutely schooling both myself and Lewis. Sniping a Vil over here. He's cleared up most of Lewis's army. Looks like Lewis is going to lose another Vil over here, but he is quick walling like an absolute beast. I'm absolutely very jealous of these quick walling skills that the pros are able to do under such pressure. Maybe it was a little bit ballsy of Lewis to assume that he can go up with much more army than what he did, but he hadn't actually taken too many Vil kills. He's not going for... He's forcing the market up. I think he's going to have to buy some food. I'm surprised that he's not going for any more spears or anything. I suppose at this point it might be a bit difficult to sustain production. It looks like he's going to go for a changing into cav archers, which is... I assume it's the cav archer play here. Going for fletching right now. I don't think this is planned. I think this is more representing that he just doesn't have his food eco under... it's not safe to gather food right now. So that's kind of interesting. Going for cav archers. Hera has quite a Vil lead. It's not as big as you think though. It's only, what, like, he's only killed 4 Vils. Oh my goodness, this is that. As I say that, he finds, yeah, exactly, Husk. Like, what's this? It is Hera with a steel chair. Doubt with the steel chair. Oh my goodness. Every game Doubt plays it's Doubt with a steel chair. Just sometimes he uses it on himself instead of his opponent. To be fair, why am I throwing stones when, let's be honest, every game I play is me like hammering myself in the face or mashing my face against the keyboard. Looks like Lewis is going to lose a load of extra Vils here. Hera must be feeling very confident in this game, knowing that he's already up. That being said, Hera's army has been cleared up, and now Lewis does have quite a solid cav archer. Like, he's got the cav archery advantage, right? So, and that mass is all important with cav archers. So it looks like Lewis should be able to take some decent fights. He might be able to come back into this. Hera is going to continue being annoying. No, Lewis, why? Lewis must be so... I would be so tilted with this. It's also kind of interesting because scouts do actually threaten cav archers when they're in relatively low numbers. Looks like Lewis is... I don't think he's focusing on his army right now. He's trying to limit the damage over here. He hasn't got Bodkin yet either, which isn't ideal. I really need to catch up on some of the games that I've been playing. 28 Sicilian farms with horse collar. Yeah, that's so true. Like, well, that being said, right? So earlier in this game, Lewis had like the most beautiful Poles farming economy. Like, I think that his farming economy was like, what? How many farms is that? So, yeah, 13 farms with, you know, the full works and everything. He also had a couple of others which have been sniped by Hera, but like, honestly, he was able to go up so fast, and Hera was able to punish him for that. But I think this is a very much an uphill battle now for Lewis. But Hera kind of demonstrating that you can fight cav archers with like cavalry in small numbers. Also worth bearing in mind, Hera has the +2 No bodkin! No bodkin for Lewis. That's insane. Like, what is going on there? Bloodline's coming in now. Hera forcing Lewis back across the map. Husbandry coming in. Does Lewis have husbandry at the moment? It's so important for cav archer play. If your opponent has it, he doesn't. And so his opponent's cav archers are going to be able to catch up relatively easily. This is tricky though. Like if Hera can't narrow down this mass, this could get out of control quite quickly. That one cav archer karate chopped to death by those vills. Hera prowling around outside of Lewis's base. And what are we seeing right now? Oh my goodness, we're seeing Hera come back in, forcing vills off gold. And okay, Lewis is kind of turtling. What cav archer mass do you actually like want to wait for here before you kind of risk taking fights? Like, it's like 30-ish for knights. Oh, no, no! I am holding my head in my hands as Lewis runs his cav archers right into this massive light cavalry. He's only lost maybe 3 or 4 cav archers, but every cav archer matters. If Lewis can deny this siege workshop, he might be in a decent position. Hera is adding the occasional knight as well. And Lewis's eco is an absolute mess right now. He's only got 3 on wood. Like, he's getting his second TC up, but this is not what the eco you want in early Castle Age. That being said, Hera, 46 vills. He has a bit of a vill lead, but he's only on 1 TC. So we should see that kind of even out. Siege Workshop on your face isn't ideal. Scorpion coming up, but it's not like, you know, Siege doesn't quite counter cav archers in the same way it counters regular archers, to be honest. Looks like that was a really solid shot by the Scorpion. Trail of light cavalry bodies, but also cavalry archer bodies being left as the cavalry archers retreat. And this is looking like an uphill fight for our boy Lewis right now. Couple of Scorpion shots coming in. That Scorpion should go down, one would think. And oh, these cavalry archers are tanking so many shots from these Scorpions. It's not looking great, guys. This Lewis reduced to only like 9 cavalry archers left. This is not the cavalry archer mass you want in kind of mid Castle Age now. Hera's just having fun. You can tell Hera's in his comfort zone. He's got 3 stables, he's got 4 light cavalry in the queue, and he's just having the time of his life. I would quite like to see Hera start putting down an extra TC or 2, because if this cavalry archer mass does get out of hand, it could be really tricky. But Hera's doing a really good job of demonstrating how light cavalry kind of, I wouldn't say it counters cavalry archers, but it can work in low numbers. Lewis adding a couple of knights here as to try and take the Scorpions. Maybe 1 or maybe 2 Scorpions going down. Not quite the second one. And Lewis is really being put through his paces here. He's got his second TC up though, and he is about to equalise the numbers in terms of vills. He's getting ballistics. That's really nice. The real question is how long can... Like, Lewis needs to be able to mass, and I don't think Hera is really lifting his foot off the brake at this point. That being said, 10 or 9 cavalry archers with ballistics going into this area right now would absolutely devastate Hera. He doesn't have any extra TCs. He must be wondering, like right now, the thought must be going through his head, where are those cav archers? So I wouldn't be surprised if you see him start to rush down a TC shortly. Cav archers coming in. I feel like Lewis might need to add a couple of extra defensive TCs of his own, as these cavalry archers, these light cavalry, force their way through Lewis's defenses. A load of vill kills over here. Suddenly, Lewis has the advantage in villager numbers. Go on, get that one. Yeah, there we are. Not sure how long that's going to remain the case, as Hera finds a load of vill kills of his own. And this is a bit of a base trade, to be honest. Oh my goodness, this is tragic. Hera is going to lose all of these vills, and suddenly, whilst Hera has the army lead, Lewis has quite a significant vill lead, particularly bearing in mind that Hera only has the one town centre. It's unbelievable, as Mum would say. But okay, I actually quite like this now for Lewis, because Hera's army, to raid effectively, it now needs to kind of suffer TC fire, whilst Lewis is able to kind of snipe villages from that are like a little bit further away from the TC, if that makes sense. That being said, 33 light cavalry is not something you want to face, even if they don't quite counter. Oh my god, what was that pathing, man? Did you see that? Feeling for Lewis here. Is he going to snipe these? No, he's not. Okay, fair enough. Hera is just hammering away at Lewis's base. If Lewis can make some sort of transition to something else, like I don't think he's got the food income for pike, but honestly, like a couple of pikes, if he had like, let's say 10 pikes supporting his cav archers, this would be a really nice game for him. Oh my god, this is nasty for Hera right now. However, both have lost so many vills. Look, 100 kill death ratio, that's insane. Eco kill death is kind of equal, to be honest. It looks like Lewis might be able to whittle down some of these light cavalry now. It's the Scorpions he has to worry about. As more light cavalry pour into Lewis's base, this is not what you want to see. And these light cavalry, Hera doesn't really care if he loses these light cavalry. They're able to go into the TC. He's able to spam them all day. He's not even spending gold. Like, he's only got 7 vills on gold. That being said, like, he's lost so many vills on this farm mass, on these farms. But having said that, look at the vill count. He's down to 32 vills. How many vills do you start off in Empire Wars, right? You start off with like 28. Are we going to see... We're seeing Lewis go down below 28 population in Empire Wars. And Hera knows where this is. There's no protection here. All it takes is like one group of light cav, like 2 light cav to come around this side, and this is over. Lewis still has 20 cav archers. Like, that's... I wouldn't exactly say that's scary, but it's not nothing. But this is not a great game for Lewis. It's not a great game for Hera, but it's close. But I feel like Hera is gonna be able to pull this back. He still has. Let's remember that Hera still has 6 Scorpions of his own. Like 6 Scorpions do wonders against cavalry archers. As Hera is now, Hera is looking for where those vills were. He not quite realizing that Lewis has managed to get them back into the TC. And look at the idle TC time now. So whilst Hera has the 1 TC, Lewis has 2 TCs that are idle. As more light cavalry raids come in, more... Oh my god. Look at that. This is not what you want to see. More cavalry archers going down. 25 vills for Lewis. And let's be honest as well, like even those 25 vills, most of them are idle right now. All of them are idle, are they? 12 are idle. Where are his working builds? Okay, I guess like a load have just been released. And this is... What an insane game. Looks like Lewis is going to get caught out a little bit here. Slowly whittling down the light cavalry numbers, but he only has so many cav archers, and, you know, cavalry... On their own, one light cavalry beats 1 cavalry archer. It's also worth remembering during all of this, like, cavalry archers are such a high APM army to micro, whilst light cavalry, you just send them in. Doesn't really matter if they die, you can just keep spamming them. Looks like... Oh, is that... That's really nice from Hera, being able to repair that Scorpion there. And I think on 20 bills and 14 cav archers. I keep on saying that. I keep on coming back to like Lewis's eco and Lewis's army count, but then you look at Harris and you're like, oh, actually, that's closer than you think. Both players doing a great job of just absolutely annihilating each other's economies. And Lewis losing this wood line is so hard. This is like where you can really tell Lewis is so all of his attention is on these cav archers, and that means he's not quite realizing that he's lost basically all of his wood economy over here. 12 villagers left, and there is the GG. What a game. What a game. That was absolutely sick. And let's just be honest, if this is what, day 2 or day 3 of the ladder, how many more sick games are we going to have, guys? So hyped for this. I'm just going to be right back. I'm just going to grab a glass of water for myself. But we will load up to the next game shortly. Alright guys, we are back. Let's get our next setup. What do we fancy watching? We've got MBL versus Lewis. I think MBL versus Lewis might be the one. Let's go MBL versus Lewis. I kind of wish that the launcher for like the lobby stuff for this game wasn't so glittery. Like, honestly, sorting it out on my end from the caster perspective is kind of tricky. We've got, actually, was that MBL versus Lewis that I just loaded up? Let's hope. Yeah. We've got Persians versus Ethiopians. What do you reckon? Let's get this onto the screen. There we are. Persians versus Ethiopians. I mean, knowing MBL, I kind of think that MBL will probably win because MBL plays in bizarre ways. We're going to see egg wars within 5 minutes, I reckon. But that being said, you know, Persians kind of, in theory, have Ethiopians' number. You know, your main unit, the knight, gets so much bonus damage versus archers. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, let's get ready to load this up in Capture Age. Spectate with DA, please. And now I load this up here. Bam. Alrighty, let's go, let's go, let's go. So we have Lewis playing in the red. Can't quite remember what this map is called. Rampart. Okay, yeah, and this is where there's the kind of weird earthwork between both players. You start off with a couple of extra boar on the side, which is really nice. Really helps you get your food eco going early. Looks like we've got a slight tussle between each player's scout at the start. Lewis opening with a stable, completely predictable. MBL opening with a stable, that is not predicted. That's kind of interesting. Looks like, I don't think that field's going down. Yeah, that was the right decision. Lewis has a lot more health on his scout, which is kind of nice if both players are opening scout. However, MBL is kind of focusing on producing spearmen at the start, which is kind of interesting. And already, yeah, it's kind of interesting to note that both players... I thought that this spear is kind of going to protect the Vil, and he knows that his opponent is going to want to attack the Vil that is luring the ball. Quite interesting to see that that's already been figured out as part of the meta on this kind of map. Okay, we've got archer range now coming down for Lewis. Might actually... Can I turn up the volume a little bit on... And there we are. Yeah, we've got an archer range now coming up for Lewis, and Lewis is just kind of keeping his scouts around the back of his enemy base, just having a little prod, a little poke here and there. Looks like Lewis is going to lose a Vil over here, one would think. A Vil for a scout though, not the worst trade in the world. As Lewis brings in his second ball. It's like both players are very much like just kind of prodding each other's defenses at this point. MBL has 4 spears out. It looks like... No, I don't think that's going down. MBL able to continue darting around his opponent's base. It looks like he might lose a scout. He might lose a second one. Ooh, that's really not good. MBL kind of losing a lot of HP on his scouts there. And Lewis has already started going for skirmishers. However, MBL is going for archers. So this is kind of interesting. Like, in theory, scout archer stomps scout, but who knows here. I think I have slight preference for how MBL is playing this, because I think that having the spears in there is actually going to be quite big. Capture Age is kind of struggling with this. Yeah, having the extra spearmen in this is going to be quite nice. And I wouldn't call this a death ball army, but a bit of, for feudal age, this is quite a difficult army to counter. And it looks like we might have first blood for MBL. Oh, it looks like Lewis has already killed a Vil that I didn't really even notice. Oh no, yeah, of course I saw him lose the scout earlier. And Lewis is engaging this right now. He's sniping the archers. I'm not entirely sure how to feel about that. The matter right now is just be as aggressive as you can, my man. Like, honestly, mate. Just choose aggressive civs. Like, personally, I think Magyars, I actually think Bulgarians are much better on Empire Wars than they are in RM. Magyars, Bulgarians, Dravidians are probably pretty solid. Civs that are aggressive. That don't think about eco bonus as much. It's much more about like bonuses. Ethiopians are probably pretty solid because they got the archer bonus. So just be as aggressive as you can be. That is my advice for Empire Wars. Honestly, like Husk, mate, you guys are chatting on different streaming services, like one of you chatting on YouTube and one of you chatting on Twitch, but Husk just asked about a Krapos Conic Rush with Bulgarians. I played a game the other day against a player who just Persian douched me at the start. I was like Persian douching on Empire Wars, like, right, like, what? and then tried to cast a drop. Actually managed to win that game. I was very proud of myself. But yeah, there's all sorts of like weird stuff on the ladder at the moment, which is kind of the part of the reason it's so amazing. Both players up to Castle Age. Let's just note that while we kind of... Okay, yeah. Oh, honestly, David, like, if you've got any other questions, just hit me up, man. Like, love kind of supporting the community, and like the meta for this is still evolving. It's why it's so fresh and lovely. I love this kind of stuff. Looks like we're getting knights coming out for Lewis as Bloodlines completes. Not quite fast enough, as he is losing Vils here on his gold, but I would imagine that once like literally 1 or 2 knights come out, that will clear up all of this. MBL immediately producing camels. He obviously has the pikemen already, and I cannot emphasize enough how big a bonus that is, particularly on something like Empire Wars. Like being able to mass up like pikemen or with the Ethiopians or light cavalry as Turks, and just getting that that upgrade for free is so big on an aggressive map like matchup like this. Camel's coming forward, and we're seeing this hill is going to be an absolute war zone. I think it's very much in Lewis's interest to take this, to take the fight earlier than he's taken this. I think he's kind of waited a bit too late. He's got Elite Skirm, which is nice. He's getting Bodkin. Crossbow already in for Lewis, but this forward gold is... I feel like Lewis is going to be crucified on this forward gold. Like, MBL is going to be like, oh, that's a nice forward gold you got there. It'd be a shame if I continually snipe build on there. He's kind of being cleared up a little bit, but honestly, like, one more. I want one more camel from MBL. He's going for knights. I think that making one more camel is the right play here. I mean, I say that as a 1400 rated player. Yeah. I mean, MBL just likes taking other people's gold, and there's the GG. Yeah, honestly, I think that 4 gold. Absolutely, I think that was the game, to be honest. Oh, let's all appreciate the Ethiopian mastery. It's so gorgeous. But yeah, look at MBL's gold by contrast. Lovely and in the back. What a game. And I love how fast-paced these games are as well. This is literally the second game, or technically kind of second and a half game that I've kind of spectated today. Let's sort this out. Yeah, honestly, both players are on point. I feel like MBL has Lewis's number. Like, obviously Hera beats Lewis, like, more often than not. But I do feel like Hera struggles more with Lewis than MBL struggles with Lewis, if that makes sense. MBL, yeah, I think if MBL towered that goal, that probably would have made sense. I mean, not MBL, but if Lewis could tower his gold, I wouldn't be surprised. MBL towers anything, man. Like, okay, we've got Lewis versus Kazva. We're doing Lewis versus Kazva. Let's go. I've got to change this over. What do you reckon, guys? Kazva with Georgians. So, FYI, this is my claim to fame. I once played Kazva on Empire Wars, and I got absolutely slapped. Like, he wrecked me in, like, literally the game was like 10 minutes. But it was a lot of fun, as always. Kazva with Georgians versus Lewis with Vietnamese. Personally, I feel like right now Lewis is probably the stronger player, right? But Kazva is a legend from the scene, right? What is this map as well? Cranwood. Oh, Cranwood's the one with, like, the woods on all the small elevated hills and that. I can see an argument for Georgians. I think that it's not a massive map, so Archer play isn't that bad, but it is very open. Oh, honestly, I would love for Doubt to, like... I don't know whether Doubt's going to make it into this Red Bull Willow, which will be so upsetting. I will be upset if he doesn't make it in. But Doubt loves doing what he thinks is cool, right? And I can't really fault him on that. But it's not always like the strategic play. Yeah, I mean, Doubt does Doubt stuff. Okay, we've got Georgians, Vietnamese, Kazva as Georgians, Lewis as Vietnamese. Let's load this up with GA and hope that my laptop is able to actually handle that. You can do it, laptop. We believe in you. Alright, let's just sort this. Capture Age. Bam. Here we go. So, Lewis playing in the blue as the Vietnamese versus Kazva. Ooh, this is kind of interesting. You've got the massive hill in the middle. I'm not sure what to think here. So Lewis is opening scouts. I don't think that's a bad play. I think with Vietnamese, you'd probably want to open CA in Castle Age. With Georgians, I'm not sure what the best play is. Like, do you want to go CA yourself with the healing CA, or do you fancy going for kind of night play? Looks like both players are opening scouts. And here is the micro off right now. Casva not quite noticing that Lewis has the high ground there, but he is getting forging, so that'll be a nice early advantage for him. He has automatically got the mule cart on the hares, so he is going to be able to defend that with the one spearman. And he is continuing to scout with the extra mule cart, which is really nice. I think mule carts are probably underrated on a lot of these maps. Like, there's so much hunt and extra resources that I think mule carts are probably stronger on these maps than we probably give credit for. I don't really like this walling from Casva. Like, why not just wall to the big wood line? You know, like, I don't know. One bill going down already for Casva. It looks like we might have one going down for Lewis over here. Oh, no! Okay, Lewis not quite able to snipe that Veil. As Lewis is continuing to just run around Casva's base with his scouts. Kind of taking some damage though, so Casva's still able to hold on. And currently, both players are just kind of probing one another's defenses, right? Love this. I love that Casva's just got this mule cart, like, just going around. You know, this mule cart's just going for a holiday. Just having the time of its life. As its, its brothers and cousins and sisters and all sorts of relatives are ravaged by Lewis's scout. But this mule cart, very tranquil life right now. I think it scouts into CA 100%. Like, I can see why, but it's kind of interesting that we've gone back to the Huns Cav Archer Wall matter in 2025. Oh my goodness, are we going to see? I would have thought that we're going to see this Vil go down. That's really nice. Not even losing a scout. Lovely for Casva. No! Don't lose the farms! Okay, no, he didn't. He deleted them. Nice. Really nice from Casva. He looks like he's going to lose another Vil hit here as my laptop. There's a bit of lag here. Oh goodness. I think there was a little bit of lag there. I'm not sure whether that affected the stream. We'll see. But armor coming in now for Casva. I think that's a good play. Lewis is actually thinking about going up, but I think having armor on his, if Casva times this right, going forward with a load of scouts and a load of spears can make a lot of sense. And there we are, gone. Oh god, Lewis, man, Lewis with the quick walls. One Vil goes down. And Lewis has managed to. I thought we were watching Lewis, not like MBL, man. Like Lewis outwalling his base, basically. Love that. Casva playing open, which is kind of like an old style play. Love to see it. And Casva is kind of raiding his opponent. He might be. Oh god, that village is begging to be sniped. Treat yourself, Casva. He's getting bloodlines, quite like that. And let's be honest, like. Lewis only has 3 spearmen. Bloodlines on 8 scouts. If he is able to choose his fights, he might be able to take a couple of these spears. But I mean, I don't know. At this point, maybe not. He took a couple of hits that he didn't need to. That was. Did you see that micro then? That was insane. With the, I think he used the stand ground micro, and he got all the hits at once on that one scout. That's what he's doing. This is amazing. Casva's micro is insane. Like, really good. Like, he's gotten really used to the stand ground micro. You just see him snipe that Vil with all the scouts like loaded up on one spot. And you can tell Casva's being really annoying now. His scouts do heal. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal because they heal quite slowly. sniping another scout there. But Lewis is up to Castle Age now. And that is not great. Kazva up to Castle Age himself. So it's now in Kazva's interest to just keep these scouts alive. Keep them alive! Just keep them alive. And then try and make Lewis keep his army back. But no, Lewis isn't forward. Lewis is going forward with these scouts. So Kazva may well have to tower. Okay, he's doing all the wards on this side. I think he probably needs to tower his gold. Kazva knows that... Kazva knows that the army is coming forward because of the scout. He is going to continue to snipe a couple of vills. Maybe one vill? No! That vill is literally on 2 HP. And yeah, there you are. He should have towered that gold. The Lewis able to come in here. And suddenly, Kazva's base is in disarray. He's towering the back wood line. He's going to lose 2 vills here. I do think that... I love that. Sorry. Kazva using the mule cart to kind of distract this crossbow. That's really nice. Not the worst. That could have gone a lot worse than it did. Kazva forcing the crossbows away with a tower. And... Kazva frantically kind of walling up the rest of his base now. He should be able to recover from this alright. Like, he is there. Believe it or not, both players are relatively even on Bill kills. It looks like Lewis is probably going to get 2 more over here. But it's not the end of the world. Lewis on 2 TCs. Lewis is so determined to get these 2 builds. He's like, who do you think you are, Kazva? Yeah, I was wrong on... I was 100% expecting cav archers as well. But, I mean, who knows? We can't be right all of the time. That's definitely what it is, and not that I don't know what I'm talking about. So there's that. We're seeing... There you are. Another Veil sniped for Kazva. And remember, this part of the map is... I was about to say it is... isn't walled yet. But Lewis... Kazva has... remembered to rewall that. He's getting the second armor upgrade now, but his opponent has a knight, and now the knights are going to absolutely obliterate the skirms off the face of the earth. Actually, only getting 2, so not that bad actually. I think the skirms managed to kill 2 crossbows, so it's not the end of the world. Fortified church going up now. Definitely not the most controversial unit in the game. Building in the game. More with Armenians, I guess. But Lewis is steadily getting a Vil lead right now. I don't know what Kazva can do to get this back. Like, most of his farms are idle. He's getting this fortified church up, which is great, but what then? Right? Like, you're just... What did Georgians even make? Like, he's got the eco to sustain cav archers, but he doesn't have the range. He only has 1 range, right? Yeah, so I feel like Lewis this is very much Lewis's game to lose right now. Lewis just standing there, not content that he's idling the farms. He's going to destroy the farms as well. And okay, Kazva is going for Elite Skirmisher. He does have the +2. He does have Bodkin. So he should be able to take some fights shortly with his skirmishers. But like, Lewis just chilling. Just chilling. Got his 3rd TC up. I think what we're going to see is Kazva is going to be able to kill this army. But then, by the time that Kazva actually has any army to send forward, Lewis is going to be so far ahead in Vil count. Like, he's already almost, 11 Vils ahead. And by the time Kazva comes forward with the army, I wouldn't be surprised if Lewis is almost, kind of halfway up to saving the res for imp and whatnot. That's a really nice block from Kazva. He's able to continue sniping. The crossbows. Remember, this knight doesn't have any defensive upgrades. I don't think it's got bloodlines either. So it looks like Kazva should be able to actually do some decent damage with a couple of skirms here. Oh my goodness. This isn't great. Looks like Khazra is going to lose another Vil here. Not the end of the world, and this is where we kind of feel... Yeah, okay, I think Lewis is just kind of throwing away his army now. He's just trying to get whatever damage he can. I don't like that. Like, I think, personally, just keep your army in this area. Keep being annoying. Keep getting more, bigger and bigger Vil lead as you know your opponent's only on 1 TC. University is going up. Husbandry. Oh, we're seeing cav archers. Husk, you weren't wrong. It was just delayed. It was scouts into skirms into cav archers, because it wouldn't be Age of Empires in 2026 without some skirm play, because that's the unit we see in every single game now. But yeah, we're seeing cav archers come out. If I'm honest, like, look at the res difference right now, and remembering this isn't that, we haven't been playing for that long. This is the res difference. Khazra has more idle TC time than his opponent, and his opponent has 3 TCs. I don't think this is looking great for Khazra right now. Ballistics is coming in. CA are like a wonder unit, let's be honest. So, like, if any unit can bring Khazra back, it's CA, but who knows? Who knows what's going to happen here? What was that? Lewis deciding to... Oh, I think Lewis decided to renew his lumber camp and then saw the skirms were about to raid his woodline. Castle coming up now for Lewis. I mean, like, Lewis, come on. Like, you've got 85 Vils. You've got a load of skirms in your range. You could probably put that forward, right? Like, I guess that would be potentially a game-losing castle, but that's a coward's castle. All right, I'm calling that now. Yeah, this is, yeah, exactly. Lewis will, if Lewis makes 1 CA in like post-imp, then you're still right, Husk. That's exactly it. Appreciate the chicken gift there. I love to see it. And there's the GG. Yeah, honestly, I think maybe Khazra seeing the castle. Khazra knows what's up. That was, yeah, honestly, I think Lewis played that really well. Maybe if Khazra was able to do something in late feudal, but Lewis adapted to that really nicely, so really well played by him. Turn to map. This is my first time using the AOE II lobby browser kind of thing, so like I'm actually really enjoying this. Oh, we've got Lewis Khazra again, or we've got Baborum Warrior or Stone Please versus Moore. Let's go for Stone Please, because we've watched like 2 Lewis games in a row. We'll come back for you, Lewis, don't worry. There we are. Let me just sort this out. Bam. Yeah, I feel like Lewis has taken a lot of the lessons from Hera in terms of defense, and he's got a very strong defensive style right now. So we've got Moore playing as Shu, Stone Please playing as Byzantines. Stone Please is probably the more popular player right now. But, you know, Moore is rank 39 on the ladder, which is no small feat, right? Also, Shu is such a interesting serve. And am I right in Shu are the infantry serve? Am I right in saying that? This is the thing, I get all the newer serves kind of mixed up. Okay, let's just load this up in CA. Bam. Okay, we've got this. Let me just adjust this on the old software. Bam, let's go. Okay, we've got Moore playing as the Shu. Love to see it. They are an archer and siege civilization. Oh yeah, sorry, I completely forgot about that. They got the White Feather Guard, don't they? Yeah, such an interesting unit. And then we've got Stone Please playing as the Byzantines, a classic, and I would argue one of the most interesting medieval civilizations. Definitely not biased because of my PhD. And we've also got this. What was it that you said? Somebody described it as Husk. You said it was described as a northern ruin. We've got the Albert Hall in the north of the map, which is kind of cool. This area is really interesting. I think this area is worth more earlier in the game, with the amount of ball and hunt and whatnot, and you get extra herdables. But then this area becomes much more worth. It is kind of more important later in the game. Basically, all the extra gold and stone and whatnot is down here, and you can also get hunt. So that's kind of interesting. Looks like Stoneplease is going for the old skirms, and Moore is kind of going for just straight archers at this point. Kind of interesting to note as well that Stoneplease has just straight up gone for the extra geese and whatnot up here, which I quite like. The first time I played this, I was like, oh yeah, there's water here, maybe I'll dock it and get some fish stuff, fishing ships and whatnot. There are no fish. There's like a couple of shore fish and that's it. So FY probably not worth docking unless you're Viper and you do some really kind of stupid stuff. Oh yeah, I didn't know that Stoneplease is the fastest player, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. It looks like Moore might lose his scout here. Stoneplease able to complete walling off his base, so it is a very wallable map. I like as well that Stoneplease is kind of not including this in his base, this kind of shadowy bit, because it's really annoying to wall. And there you go, Stoneplease up to Castle Age already. So is his opponent, so kind of not bad for either player. It looks like Moore knows his opponent has guns, so he's got the stable ready to go for not the knight. It is something else. I can't quite remember what it's called. You know what I mean? The Heiguang Cav. Yeah, so he's gonna be able to spam a couple of those. Looks like we've got a little bit of lag here. Okay, sorry. We had a little bit of lag there. Hopefully the stream's kind of holding up alright. And it looks like we're going to have like a kind of double gold comp maybe from Moore, whilst not entirely sure what we're going to see from Stoneplease. Like, to me, the way he's walled, the fact that he's just got the skirms, he's going for a stable as well. I think that he's just going to play defensively. Oh, I say that. He's going advancing across the map. He's getting fletching. As this wolf has declared its allegiance for Moore. And I mean, the wolf is still there. It looks like Moore was thinking about going forward with the Siege Workshop, but right now he's kind of forced back. No kills at all for either player at the moment. And look at how much more res Moore has, no pun intended. Yeah, no, he just got a double back. That's good cuts there. This scout about to go down. Karate chop to death. And we're seeing aggression, but there's been no real big conflict now. I like that Stoneplease is being so aggressive. He's forcing this Siege Workshop at home. Moore clearly wanted to do that at his opponent's base. Seeing Heiguang Cav come out. No upgrades. So, with Bodkin and Elite Skirmisher in, they should be able to actually do some decent damage. And Stoneplease is already sending forward a camel, which costs basically nothing for the Byzantines. And Moore is kind of uncertain right now. You can tell he wants to move out, but he's not quite sure where his opponent is. Stoneplease just putting down his second TC. I think this is a great CC location. If Moore wanted to break through, he would probably try and break through on these palisades, and just having the TC right next to that means that Stoneplease can block it with a TC, but he can also send Vills to repair really easily. And then he's got Vills which are relatively close to the rest of the wall. So this is really nice from Stoneplease right now. all the, well, he's got the +1 defense. He's getting wheelbarrow. I would have thought he'd go for +2 before that. It looks like more is moving out right now. You are quite close together on this map. It's worth bearing that in mind. So, you know, sending your siege forward isn't that bad, even if building the siege workshop back home isn't ideal. We're going to see a bit of an engagement right now. It looks like Stoneplease is army comp is a little bit stronger at the moment. He also has the +1 defense on his camels, which is kind of nice. They still won't be great to archers, but you know they might mean they're a better meat shield against the Haguan Cav. Ballistic coming in for Moore. That's going to be big. I think Moore can probably take a decent fight shortly if he does that. And let's remember as well that Moore isn't on 2 TCs, so all this time. Stoneplease is going to be having a better economy. He is slightly behind in vills, but just bear in mind he has wheelbarrow and his opponent does not. And second TC coming up now, that's going to be really nice for Moore. I think that this location is probably more important than the top at the moment. And this is quite a passive game. Like, both players have had their armies forward, but there's not been that big an engagement at the moment. We've got 1 kill, and I think that's Moore's scout, which is just kind of idling over here. Looks like we've got a bit of an engagement. Crossbows have ballistics now, so the camels do have to watch out for that. Husbandry coming in. I'm kind of surprised by husbandry. Like, I would have thought there would be a million other attacks that you would go for first, like +2 defense, maybe even +2 defense on your cav, right? Like, rather than husbandry, but who am I to judge? This palisade is melting like butter to the mangonel on the crossbows. I don't know whether this is a good idea. More going in. His army is separated. He might lose this. He's going to lose this mangonel. That's not good. Amazing split by Stoneplease there. And this is this is disaster. I think that this is going to be really nice for Stoneplease. Stoneplease just biding his time. And suddenly, look at the amount. Bearing in mind the kill-death ratio was like 1-0 earlier. Suddenly, Stoneplease has cleared up his opponent's army. That's the classic of kind of going into your opponent's base and realizing your army's dispersed over a larger area, and just you're not able to keep your death ball together any longer. Suddenly, Stoneplease has sensed blood in the water. He is going forward with his army. He's got ballistics himself. I don't think he knows about the siege workshop, this army over here yet. It looks like Moore has kind of anticipated having to defend this. I quite like the siege workshop here. It kind of works as a forward siege workshop as well as a defensive one. But Moore is not in a... I wouldn't be very comfortable if I was Moore. Stoneplease, as Husk said, is a super fast player. And knowing that the Byzantines are able to get up to imp that quickly, you're not going to be super comfortable in taking any fights against us. I don't know what Moore's APM is, but this is just... Stoneplease is playing this really well right now. That being said, let's just see what happens, because the Res Collected isn't that different, and there are no Vil kills out. And Stoneplease being forced back with 2 mangonels, getting the +2 defense. I'm kind of like, I was about to say, I'm kind of surprised this one stable warrant the +2 defense, but we're seeing a second stable come up now. And once Stoneplease is able to take out these mangonels, which he should be able to, there's not that many crossbows. I wouldn't be surprised if Stoneplease takes a big fight. That being said, I'm sorry, who thought that the Shu were going to be up faster than the Byzantines, right? The Byzantines' main bonus, like one of their main bonuses, is faster imp time because of the lower resource requirements. Moore absolutely breaking the rules here and just saying, like, you know what, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to go straight up to Imperial Age. Fuck you and your Byzantines. Really nice snipe of the mangonel there for Stone Please. Stone Please isn't actually that close. What I would love more to get a load of stone. Put 10 villagers on stone right now, and then try and make a castle like in this area, and then just push from there. That being said, I always forget. Yeah, Shu don't need traps, do they? They've got the traction traps, so he's already got a siege workshop up. So he should be able to push relatively decently when he's up into Imperial Age. I actually think that Moore needs to just maintain his army count right now. He shouldn't be risking any fights. Don't risk the fights. No. Okay, it looks like Stone Please wants to take a big fight right now. Stone Please is losing quite a few of his cavalry numbers, but he's taking out 2 mangonels right now. And 40 seconds away, you don't want to lose your crossbow numbers, man. We want to maintain your crossbow mass, you want to get bracer, and then you can melt all of this. So Moore is just kind of hoping to fight for the time here. He's hoping that he can survive against the Byzantine onslaught, as his opponent has almost 2k, or 1.5k, a bit more than 1.5k score difference here. And that is the Imperial timing. We've got Arbalest on the way. We need Bracer. There we are. Okay, so hopefully we'll be able to sort this out as... Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, there's going to be a mangonel popping out of here. What's going to happen? If he released that mangonel at the right time, he could have... Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay, I thought he would try and deny the castle, but he's got the mangonel. This is now a very risky castle. As Braces come in, Arbalesters come in. Is Stone Please throwing this? Repair the mangonel! Okay, it looks like this castle is probably going to go up, but oh my goodness. What? This is going to be a painful castle going up for Stone Please. He is paying for this with blood as multiple villages are going down. It looks like this mangonel is going to get quite a few kills, and literally only 3 of the starting villages that were sent over actually ended up surviving that. What a play by Stone Please, but almost a throw. Like that was a risky play. He's got a traction trap. Is that in here? No, it's coming out of this one over here. Okay, so that's really nice. So Stone Please is now able to kind of secure gold for himself. Moore has villagers over here, but is he going to be able to continue producing this? It looks like when your opponent is just about to be up to imp themselves and has more army than you, that's never a good place to be in. I love the addition of these rams as well. Really nice from Stone Please as he just demolishes Moore's kind of forward base over here. The skirms are being forced back, and we're getting Bracer coming in for Stone Please. I think this is Stone Please's game to lose, and there is the GG. That was a really nice play by Stone Please. I actually felt like there was an opportunity, like Moore. If Moore was able to deny this castle, like I think, and it was very close, he was close to denying this castle, then maybe things could have gone differently there. But really well played by Stone Please then. What a game. Honestly, I love these games so far. They've been absolutely sick. I'm just going to be right back. I need to get myself a glass of water, but what a game. Let me just say in the chat. BRB. In the meantime, obviously, let me know what you guys think of the map wars so far. What are your favourite Empire War Civ maps? Because, like, they've been so diverse and interesting so far. I think I quite like, what's it? Probably Crownwood. Is it Crownwood? But yeah, honestly, sick game so far. I'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back. Let's open up another game. Sorry, I will change the display shortly. It's the lobby system, like the spectator lobby system that we have. Like obviously it works, but it's just not that great. You've got Mihai versus Wave Gandry versus Stop Telling Me I'm ... I don't. Gandry is 2.2k and Stop Telling Me I'm ... is 1700. Maybe not. I think we're gonna watch Mihai versus Wide. It looks like we've got a Catan's mirror on the stone front. Is that something we want to watch? Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Catan's mirror. So, how do you guys think that Catan's play versus Catan's? You know, like, what is the play if you're Catan's and your opponent is also Catan's? Now we've got Wide here. What is this map as well? I'm not even sure. Okay, let's load it up on the old spectator program with CA. Let's go. Let's go. All right, and CA time. Let's go. Okay, so both players playing as Catans. I remember this. Okay, so you've got the kind of interesting thing is that you're quite close. That you kind of play through this valley towards one another, but then there's actual resources all around the map, and there's relics and hunt and loads of stone and gold, kind of in these kind of defensive areas. So it's quite interesting. Both players going for a double bait axe immediately. I imagine we're going to see both players going stable. Looks like the initial hit on the scout was from Mihai versus Wide. I mean, honestly, if you're Mihai, you might as well take that fight, right? Like, you've got the first hit. But, who knows? It looks like Mihai is already starting to wall his base, and kind of walls from the front from Wide here, but nothing major. It looks like it's actually quite a little bit easier for Wide to wall. He could just wall to the cliffs on each side. Whilst it looks like Mihai is a little bit further away, and Mihai is going to lose one bill here, I imagine. That's really nice for Wide, really nice kind of micro. Who is going to get forging first? That's the real question. It might even, like in this matchup, it might even be worth delaying a TC to get forging first. Wide has the first veil kill. He's also getting forging first, so that's really nice for him. Forging going to come in a couple of seconds later, like maybe 15 seconds later for Mihai. Yeah, I mean, Catan start with farms like everyone else, and it's just a mess. Like, this happened to me the other day, and I was just like, I don't, like, you can't upgrade farms? I don't know. Like, obviously, it's nice, I guess, to start with the free farms, but really, let's just have Catan starting off with one pasture. Does that not make sense? There's the fight from Mihai taking the fight, and he shouldn't have. Forging wasn't quite in when his opponent had forging, and now look at all of these. So much less health on Mihai's scouts right now. And I love that Wide is adding in the spears. So in my experience, just the thoughts of a lowly 1.4k player, but adding spears in when you're playing a scout war, like even going double backs, can actually make the difference and win you the game. Looks like Mihai is happy to keep walling his opponent, keep walling and keep his opponent kind of occupied over here as he sends his force of 9 scouts over across this side. Wide must be thinking like, where is my opponent? So he must know something's up. He's got a couple of spearmen at home. They do have +2 with the forging, but this is not a fight you wanted to take. And oh my goodness, there's so much damage potential here. It's no vills code yet. That should be 2 vills down. This is going to be an absolute massacre. 2 bills down. Is that it? I feel like there should have been more damage there. And Y just continues to hammer away at these houses. You're kind of not really using most of his army, to be honest. And okay, so that spear is down, but look how low a lot of these scouts are. Like, he's gonna keep on sniping bills. And it looks like Mihai has done a good job of kind of getting this back. And oh my goodness, okay, that was a master play right there. Mihai taking an excellent fight there, kind of sniping quite a lot of Wide's forces. And it's a bit of a lull in the game right now. Both players not quite wanting to move out in fear of the opponent's forces. Mihai's done a great job of walling. Like, with 22 on food, like, both players have a load of food. I guess that's just how you play the Catans, right? I would have thought that, yeah, okay, so Wide is starting to wall up himself. But Wide is like obsessed with just going through the valley, whilst I think Mihai is maybe playing a bit more tactically here. You know, with when you've got 12 plus 2 scouts in your eco, that's not a fight you really want to take. He's doing the stand ground patrol. He is getting some great hits in there. He's lost a couple of scouts, but not. Oh, I mean, I say that he had like 11 scouts here, and now he's got 3. That kind of shows how much health he had left there. However, 3 Catan scouts can still snipe a lot of vills. Looks like both players are clicking up at the same time. Honestly, like, even though Mihai has killed a lot more vills, he's got a lot more idle time, it looks like both players are kind of neck and neck, to be honest. And there's a little bit of a lull. We are seeing the pasture upgrade come in, domestication. Love to see it. And Mihai is still being a nuisance. He can probably snipe a vill there. Go on. He's got it. Look how fast those vills go down to the upgraded scouts. I really like that both players are continuing to make scouts. And Wide is actually getting a lot of damage done here. Like, he's continuing to make his opponent like idle vills by having to repair. They're obviously taking resource as well. I guess that's like as good as you can do when your opponent is kind of fully walled. If I'm honest, like, Wide, I'm surprised Wide hasn't taken more damage, but who knows. So for those of you watching on Twitch, David has just asked, how do you stand ground patrol and go on stand ground and then patrol your units into your opponent's scouts? That's how you do it, and it's quite controversial, and some people don't think it should be in the game or use it, but it seems to be used increasingly, particularly since the T90 video, to be honest. I mean, it's been used in the pro scene for a while, but it's more like kind of seeing it. It's more common on the ladder at the moment. We're seeing +2 immediately, like have come in, and both players are immediately. This is like watching. It's a literal mirror. Like, I know this is a mirror matchup, but both players immediately go for like have, immediately go for iron casting. I think getting husbandry is going to be underrated. Like, getting husbandry immediately will mean that you're able to catch your opponent's army, which is going to be massive. No, don't lose yet. And we're seeing, okay, husbandry come in, iron casting coming in for both players. Big fight over here. Okay, and this is the big fight. And this might not be a fight that Wide wants, as quite a lot of his army is over here. Very similar numbers, but Mihai has the army lead. Husbandry coming in now. I mean, Wide was able to get his army away because of husbandry, so it shouldn't be slapped on. And this is also a moment where I'm not sure whether it's a good idea for Wide to move out. And this is, okay, we're seeing some stand ground Stand ground patrol is going on here. You can tell both players are doing it. Okay, they're stand ground patrolling. What are we seeing? Are we going to see a turn? No, not quite. Both players kind of afraid to enter, and that here might be the fight. Stand ground patrol. You can see the way the units have kind of stacked up there. And Cells Wide has just managed to kind of even up the army numbers. He's taken a small fight at the back, and now it looks like I think Wide has the army here. It's really difficult to tell though. I wouldn't be able to tell without the capture age tool here. It looks like this fight is just about on the edge in favour of Wide at the moment. Oh my god, this is so close. I do like that Wide has added the TC. So, like, I don't think adding a third TC is the right play, but adding, like, a second TC and just continuing to produce fills, particularly when you're on this kind of standoff and both players are not attacking. But there's a lot of Step Lancers, and right now, like, with this amount of Step Lancers, I actually think the Step Lancers probably win. 19 Step Lancers as opposed to 13 for Wide. I wouldn't want to take this fight unless all my army was here though. Oh my goodness, Wide might be winning this. Oh my goodness, and this is really big for Mahai. So it looks like Wide just about was able to win that fight. It looks like Wide might have lost the military numbers, but I think Mahai had all his army in one place. But this is big because his opponent is only on 1 TC, so Wide can now continue adding eco and just defend and be sure that he's got like a decent military lead, or at least matching the military of his opponent. And all of that. Okay, so Wide has just managed to break in. Where was the hole there? Oh, Overchop maybe over here. I think that. Oh no, there's a tree. Was it Overchop here? Yeah, looks like Overchop over here. That's really annoying for Mahai, as it looks like they're trading blows. Have a look at the fill count difference right now, 68 to 55. Morville's going down. And both players are playing very passively right now. This is what stand ground macro does to people, like stand ground micro. It just means that nobody wants to engage because this engagement becomes so snowbally. Looks like Wide is going to lose a couple of stappies over here. This roving band of stappies at the front. Wide does look. I think Wide has more. Wide has one light cab more. Okay, so if Wide can trap this army, that was really nice for him. He kind of managed to snipe a unit there, but Wide continues to kind of bleed villagers on the side of his base. Isn't ideal. Okay. It looks like Wide is kind of stabilizing, and he still has quite a commendable eco lead. He's adding a 30C. Not entirely sure whether I think that's a good idea. Like, I think you really want, like, if I was Wide, I think adding another stable, adding like a third stable or even a fourth stable. It looks like adding a fourth stable is the better play. Like, you just want to match your opponent's military production, or even just overwhelm. Yeah, look, I think Mahai is doing it right. Like, he doesn't have the eco lead, but adding a fourth stable and just snowballing this could be what wins him the game. This is okay. What are we gonna see here? Are we just gonna see each player just stand ground patrolling until death? It's a civ win for Mahai. I love that. The thing is, Catans have no counter to Catan, so, you know, it is a civ win. Much needed coffee, yeah, go for it, man. Enjoy. Okay, we're starting to get armor in. I didn't realize Mahai had the first armor and Wide didn't. And this is actually where legitimately think that if Mahai can... Oh my goodness, we're taking the fight, guys. We're taking the fight. Oh my god. Do you see that? I think this is so... I think part of what led to that snowball there. So that was quite a big win for Wide. I think part of that was when you stand ground patrol, you can't differentiate between buildings, your units attacking buildings or your units attacking other units. So because they were so close to the stable, Wide was able to take a very favourable fight, despite the fact that the numbers were very even. Wow. Like, honestly, this is nuts. I like that we're seeing Wide steadily expand his eco, steadily kind of play a much more balanced style. And a lot of people would say, like, you know, the kind of the preferred style of Age of Empires. But Wide is still able to have the military lead due to, like, weird quirks in the game and stand ground patrol. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Wide get super ahead now. Like, he's already got a bit of a Ville lead, but with Wheelbarrow coming in, and I don't think with 41 step lancers on the field, right? Well, 42 military units, 2 of them being monks. But this is not looking good for Mihai. He can't match the military production. And this is kind of unfortunate. Like, Wide is now just able to add eco, despite the fact that his knowing that he's got the greater military numbers because of that kind of quirk in the fight over here. +2 defense coming in. I think that this is now Wide's game to lose. Like, there's the GG. That was a little bit of a letdown of game, I'm going to be honest, but it is what it is. I don't think, you know, that's not either the player's fault, to be honest. That's just the way the game is working at the moment. Let's be right back. I've got to get myself a cup of tea, and we will be back with some games shortly. Alright guys, we are back. We're actually going to head straight into a game of... Oh, wait a minute, my PC is kind of struggling with suddenly going in. We're going to go straight into a game between Hera and Mr. Yo that I think has kind of been on for around 8 minutes, so we'll see how we go. We've got Tartars versus Vietnamese on Stonefront. We've already seen this match. Got the valley through the front. We saw this with Mihai, and you've got the kind of big Franks with loads of resources on each hill. Looks like both players have kind of opted to open scouts and defend with spears. Hera versus Yo, a classic combo that we all love. It looks like Yo very little kills. It looks like Hera managed to kill one Vil, which isn't that big, to be honest. And Yo is kind of playing catch up to Castle Age. Hera will have a significant lead to Castle Age, so if Yo can kind of cause some damage to Hera, he might be able to get back into this, but Hera is able to snipe that spear and then maybe snipe a couple of Vils here. He doesn't have that much health on these scouts, so they're not that dangerous. But he is certainly being annoying. Also, it's just good. It's good to have scouting intel on your opponent, particularly when you're getting up to castle yourself. Yo isn't going to be too worried about this, knowing that he's already up himself. And Yo is almost completed walling his side of the map. And that's really nice. Like, honestly, I think Yo plays the best when he's able to wall, and he's able to kind of get that. He's able to get that kind of security he needs to be able to boom and get those combos out. Hera immediately going for CA and shooting up that university faster than you can even blink. And we've got... Looks like Hera is just going to be sending those CA forward to raid immediately. Obviously, Vietnamese have great CA with kind of a bit of extra health, right, from the archer range. From the archer bonus. Does that apply? Is it just for archers? No, archer range units. Extra 20% HP, which are really nice for them. That being said, you know, Tatars are probably... I don't think it would be controversial to say that Tatars are the better CA civilization with free Themrung. It's going to be a really nice power spike from Mr. Yo. Presumably he's going to go for CA himself. Hera is going with a forward Siege Workshop, which makes sense. We might... wonder whether Yo might be able to snipe this Vil. He certainly knows about it, so that's quite big. And Yo not quite able to wall that. Well, kind of walling there. Not really able to wall significantly. But now Yo knows about the Siege Workshop, so that's really big for him. What are we going to see from Yo? Hera's gone straight for ballistics, which are massive. Probably bigger than the Thumb-Ring advantage, to be honest. What are we going to see? Hera's got the numbers advantage, which are really big for CA. You know, CA are all about math. Just having a cheeky drink of water. And Yo is just gonna kind of church her up. It looks like he's throwing down a TC. I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea. I really like that he's rewalling over this side. Good for him. Yo's actually, like, his base is very defendable. Like, there are a couple of places where Hera can break in, like this palisade, begging to be broken through. But I don't think Yo is necessarily in a bad position to defend. Siege Workshop coming up over here. I'm not sure whether that's a bit ambitious. And Hera going for the ram. I didn't think he would go for a ram. Bloodline's now coming in. It looks like Hera is... Yo is trying to do some raiding of his own. Remember, Ballistic is in, so these CA will be kind of hurt by the by Hera's CA, even if they manage to run away a little bit. Looks like we might get a Vil Snipe here. Thumb-Run coming in clutch for Yo. Husbandry coming in now as well. I don't know whether... Does Hera have Husbandry? Yeah, no, he doesn't. No Husbandry yet. He doesn't have Bloodlines yet either, so that's quite big. Wow, I mean... wait, does he have Bloodline? No. Yes, he does. Sorry, I'm being stupid. I was just thinking, like, this Vietnamese have more HP on their CA, even without Bloodlines. Insane. No, yeah, it looks like we've got... both players kind of got a lot of the upgrades they need on their CA. Yo getting Ballistics himself now. I think Yo's done a really good job of not panicking under pressure. We might see this Mangonel go down. Oh, Hera, that was sloppy from Hera. I didn't expect, you know, no, obviously this would happen to me any day of the week, but Hera is very strong at keeping an eye on his mangonels and whatnot. It looks like Hera is gonna try and do some raiding over here, but I really like this walling from Missio, and nice inventive walling. Hera can't really go through here with between the houses, and then the CA being there, the TC being there. A little bit of lag, probably from my laptop to be honest. And this mangonel forcing Hera's CA back as Hera really kind of hammering away at Mr. Yo's base. I really like Yo's position. Like, he's managed to get a decent boom on. He's losing a couple of vills. He lost the mangonel. That wasn't great for Missio. A little bit sloppy for Missio. But he's able to wall behind. He's got ballistics, so he's able to use the scorpions to defend, and he's able to harass his opponent because Hera's walls have he hasn't really fully walled. Also, bearing in mind, Hera has only just added his second PC, whilst Mr. Yo is now on his third. That's really nice for Mr. Yo. So he's got quite a commanding villager lead right now. And being able to play this defensively against a player like Hera, like, it definitely kudos to Mr. Yo. Like, he's still one of the greats in the game. And we're seeing Hera go forward with TC on this part of the I'm not even sure what you call this, the rampart, I suppose. But Mr. Yo is going to group up his CA over here. I'd really like to see Mr. Yo, like, drop a couple more, like, maybe another range. And, like, maybe start really focusing on his CA numbers, because that's where he might lose the game, is, like, losing CA numbers. Both players doing micro that would make me blush, and, honestly, insane the way they make these cavalry archers dance. Yo, kind of a little bit further behind the CA numbers than he'd like to be, but he should be able to get up to imp and whatnot so much faster. He's not that far behind either. Like, adding in an extra range or maybe taking a good fight with a couple of scorpions behind him could definitely, like, kind of turn the tide here. And both players kind of being a little bit passive now. It looks like Yo's going to go for the ram to take out this siege workshop, which is quite nice for him. And actually notice that Hera has stopped producing CA, and that's quite big. A little bit of lag there. Second archer armor coming in for Yo as well. That's going to be really nice. If Yo can get a couple more CA out, he's got the scorpion, he's got the mangonel there. I don't think that Hera can take a fight here at the moment, particularly once the second archer armor comes in. And wheelbarrow now coming in for Hera. The resource difference is starting to really add up, and Hera's kind of forced to evacuate the front of his base. His base isn't really walled now. It's got massive gaping holes on it due to woodline overshot and whatnot. One vill going down. Another vill going down. Another vill going... Oh! Hera! Hera... How is he able to do that? Honestly... Like, it's insane the micro these players have. It looks like Yo's probably going to find this TC now. So hopefully he doesn't run into it. Hera, he's kind of going to take a stand on the hill. I think that's quite a nice play. I like the idea that, like, if Yo knew about this, like, it's quite a nice way of being able to cut off his opponent, like dropping a siege workshop over here, and having your CA over here being able to stop any aid coming in. Yo got the scorpion forward. That's going to make Hera think twice about engaging. He's got the mangonel forward as well. Yo even has the lead in terms of pure CA numbers. Oh my goodness. All three relics. It looks like Hera is going to play go for the long game now, which isn't, you know, I don't hate that. Like, I think it makes sense, but Harry's macro is insane. I was gonna say like Yo should be up much faster than his opponent, but it looks like Harrow is going to be up maybe at a similar time. Like, honestly, absolutely insane micro here, as Harrow secures himself all 3 of the relics on this side, so looks like he's also got these relics on this side as well. Monks will go down, but, you know, to be honest, once you've got 3 relics with 1 monk for 1 relic, 100% worth it in my book. A little bit of lag. Oh, my laptop is kind of struggling with this spot. And we're going to see a bit of a fight here. Who has the... It looks like, I think this is a fight for Mr. Yo to lose, as a mangonel comes in. Oh my goodness, no! My laptop is not dealing well with this. And it looks like Harold knows what's up. He's going to retreat. Skirmishers coming in now. And Mr. Yo going forward with a castle. I mean, I kind of love that. If he goes for the castle on his opponent's face, go for the castle on like the monastery, maybe even further forward than that. Castle coming in, and the mangonel being there is going to make the skirmishers think twice about engaging. And this is an absolute genius play from Mr. Yo, as Mr. Yo is up to him. Oh, honestly, my laptop is just not dealing with this. Can I, like... Is this just lag? I don't even know. Is this just performance? Okay, players have paused. Players have paused the game. But, let's just take a moment. Looks like we're back.